Hey everybody, welcome to day 1 of this series I'm doing on mindfulness of breathing. I'm going to offer just some brief reflections and then we'll get right down and do some meditation practice. So to start, I was thinking this morning about this idea of investment, like what I'm investing my time in. And I realized that in life, there's a lot of requirements for external investments, work, relationships, getting the car to work, getting the bills paid, all of these things which are obviously important. But there is something even more important, I would argue, which is this internal investment, investing in our own minds and our own hearts through cultivation and through meditation practice and through mindfulness. Because after all, it is through our own minds and our own perceptions that we experience everything in our lives. Our entire world is filtered through our own minds. So if we are in a mind which is in either a sense of lack, a sense of discontent, an inner critic perhaps, negative states of mind, then the entire world that we perceive is through this lens, right? If I wake up as on the wrong side of the bed, as they say, I know this is so true for me in my own experience, then that day it's like everything seems off, right? I'm not in the right job, I'm not living in the right city, whatever it is, it's just through the filter of negativity in the mind. They say that, this is one of the Buddha's most famous quotes, is that the mind is the forerunner of all things. So it can seem like when the mind is in the state that the problems are out there. And it's rare that people actually turn inwards to examine what is my own mind contributing to this sense of lack, to this discontent, maybe craving for something else, something better, something more, that's throwing my mind off of balance. So this is the switch that we make in meditation and mindfulness from the world out there to viewing and observing what's happening and arising in our own hearts and minds. And through prioritizing this internal investment, meditative cultivation, we begin to cultivate things like equanimity and contentment and a sense of ease. And when these are repeatedly cultivated, then the world that we experience is, as opposed to being at the sense of lack or discontent, is of one of contentment, of gratitude for the things that I have. And this takes time and practice, but suddenly, regardless of if I'm getting praise, if I'm being blamed for something, if I have a lot of money, if I have a little bit of money, it's this inner world which is actually creating the day-to-day reality that I'm experiencing. So I can have contentment regardless of what's happening outside in the world. This is why it's so important and fundamental to cultivate these things in a daily and intentional way. So in mindfulness of breathing, we begin by creating what is called seclusion of the mind and of our physical environment as well. So for the meditation space, it's important to have a space which we're secluded, right? So we're not bombarded by text or emails or people walking in and out. It's difficult to meditate in this way. So we start by creating a secluded physical environment for our meditation practice. And we also set forth the intention to seclude our mind and our heart from the 3 main, what they call the poisons, the root poisons in early Buddhism, which is craving, ill will, this discontentment that I was talking about, and the delusion, the continual projections of the mind that seem so important and real and true all of the time. So we begin to set these down. We begin to seclude the mind from these qualities, from these destructive qualities of mind. And as our mind has some time away from these, more beautiful qualities can begin to unfold, and we can intentionally encourage their cultivation. Contentment, equanimity, and a clear seeing of the mind can arise as these main kind of hindering qualities subside. And so this can be of benefit to ourselves, obviously, and of benefit to others in our lives as well. So, wherever you're sitting right now, just finding an upright and a dignified posture, and just kind of setting forth this intention for the next 15 minutes to just set down the craving, the discontent, and any of the delusions and the restlessness in the mind, setting them aside. And you can close your eyes if that feels comfortable for you, or just settle into a soft gaze on the floor. So finding this upright posture, just allowing the back to be the support, just in an intuitive way for you, not rigid or stiff. So we're upright and we're also balanced and relaxed. Just kind of guiding your mind and attention from the base of your spine upwards, aligning each vertebrae all the way to the top of the head. Just for a moment, just getting a sense of the wide body and the rhythm of the breath. And feeling the breath softening any physical and mental tension as we begin to cultivate this inner seclusion, setting aside having to be anyone or to do anything right now. Any sense of lack or craving, and just being content to just sit here and breathe. And taking a moment to just notice this quality of awareness which is present, always accessible. What is your direct experience right now of being aware of your body, of your breath? This awareness is always there, and we can always tap into it and come back to it. This is the quality of mindfulness. In meditation, and especially in mindfulness of breathing, we bring this mindfulness to the forefront of our experience. And the easiest way to do this is through letting our awareness rest on the rhythm of the breath. thoughts will inevitably come. It's not a problem. It's to be expected. In mindfulness of breathing, all we do is allow the thinking mind to fall to the background, and we prioritize the present moment. Just breathing right now is enough. And just being curious about this breath. This very simple process, which has been happening since the day we came into this world. And it happens all on its own. There's no need to manipulate it or control it. Just simply allowing the rhythm of this breathing to open and soften the body. So we'll scan downwards, starting with the scalp, the forehead, the jaw, and even softening the muscles of the mind, of the brain. Settling back, allowing the shoulders to fall naturally. Just noticing if there's any tension there and releasing. And releasing down through the chest and the belly. Just allowing the out-breath to soften the entire torso. And becoming aware of the contact points with the seat beneath you or the cushion, and softening down into the legs and the feet. Allowing the body to relax and soften with the process of breathing. And settling into a wide experience of the body, a global experience of the entire body, and allowing the breath to come and go in the background. And remembering this intention to seclude the mind from any sense of craving or discontent or having to be anybody. So we just let that entire sense of self fall to the background. And we bring mindfulness and the breath to the foreground. This process is so simple, yet has a profound impact on the mind and the body. So just noticing any qualities of mind like contentment or joy of simply being here in the present moment. It's worthwhile for the mind to take in these qualities and remember. Mindfulness has this quality of remembering. When we're fully present for whatever's happening, there's this open receptivity and this quality of simply knowing, which feels good in a very simple way. Any amount of releasing our minds from craving is for our own benefit and for the benefit of those around us. Noticing the qualities of the breath which support the mind, the rising and the falling. Just knowing simply if the breath is coming in or if the breath is going out. To support the mind to be here. this last few moments of this meditation, just taking in a sense of gratitude for spending a little bit of time simply being here with the breath. And offering any benefit from this meditation to be shared outwards with others in our lives and in our day-to-day experience. So sincere thanks for taking the time to sit and to be still and to cultivate these qualities of contentment, of gratitude. These can be of real benefit in the mind, and when cultivated over time, can really start to make big changes in our lives and the way we experience the world. As I was saying earlier, this mind, it's the forerunner of all things. So regardless of the ups and downs of our lives, we can have contentment and equanimity through them, and mindfulness of breathing is extremely supportive for that. So if this was of any benefit for you, I'd encourage you to please just give it a thumbs up for this video or subscribe to the channel, and I'll be offering many more of this series on mindfulness of breathing. So look forward to seeing you again soon. Thank you. Be well.